Yo, what's the deal, fam? Welcome to the Eeze Experience. I hope you all are doing well out there. Don't forget to like the video and subscribe to the channel. Today, we are reviewing Small World off the 1999 release I Am. Shout out to Nas the GOAT for the request. Enough of the talking. Let's get right to the music.
Yo, Carolyn from Maryland. She lady heroin, she elegant. Her apparel in the M-class caravan. Keys are dope, loving cast the ski in her throat.
Right out the gate, those opening lines, obviously, this is a bit different because he's telling a story, Carolyn from Maryland. But when you think about it, I always state that Nas is my favorite rapper, like I said in the previous video, and I give the reason why, because I like to read, right? And what he did right there is what most prolific authors do. He gave like a narrative exposition that's given a backdrop or a description of a character's past, right? Who they are. So he did that in like the first 4 bars. And if you notice, he seamlessly shifted over to the story and how she affected him and their experiences together. Like, everyone can do that. That's God tier. He's different, man. Let's continue.
Fuck killers in her condo, her Benz in her boat, her ice throat, ass is curvy, 40 years old, she passing for 30, Gucci frame glasses from Purdy's, Madison Ave, shopping when she not, copping bricks to that shit, she hopping on dicks, riding pony, she tricked, at my man's wake, she said the eulogy, after that I usually bumped into her shopping for jewelry.
All right, so if you notice, if you heard this song before, there are many different instances where he should have seen different things and just said, I'm gonna bow out gracefully. Or for lack of a better term, we'll call them red flags, right? The first off is what? He knows who she is, right? And she spoke at his man eulogy, right? So for all who she is and what she embodies, she still had the nerve to do the eulogy. That's a different type of individual. Let's continue.
Her bodyguard screwing me, I gave her my map, ain't nothing new to me, blowing backs out, 6-pack stouts.
All right, simple line. I'm not going to stop too much. I'm going to try not to because it's a story and you want it to flow. He said, I gave him my map, ain't nothing new to me. He's not really referring to bagging females. Like, I don't think that he's being arrogant in that sense. I think that kind of relates back to the line previous to it when he said that the bodyguard was grilling him. You know what I'm saying? And pretty much what he's stating is that I'm used to that. Dude's been hating. Ain't nothing new to me. I still get to it.
Wide fat mouth, the evil look with a bow leg. Yo, nigga said shorty's a pro. She blow head, she push the full red. She know feds, feds know her. A co-red.
Another cold red. She know the feds, feds know her. All right, so things are starting to add up. They're starting to add up. They're starting to add up.
Maybe she's out to slay me. This bitch is crazy. She blew the celly up. Meet me at the telly to fuck. She knew about cash from way back. We smoked the haystack. She never coughed once. Blunts was a hobby. She said I knew.
Right there. I think that simple line really highlights Nas's ability to pay attention to the details, right? What he said, she never coughed once. Blunts was a hobby. Most writers would have kept it simple, right? And took the easy way out and stated something like she was a weed head, she smoked a lot. But if he stated those things, it would have taken away from the elegance that he gave her early on in like the first 2 or 3 bars, right? All right. So although she's evil, you, me, or any other listener unconsciously may hold her to a certain standard because she yields or holds a certain power, right? So I think those choice of words of stating that she never coughed once, blunts was a hobby, instead of saying that she was a weed head or she was smoked out. That's the difference between Nas and most writers, the simple things.
A man probably, no doubt, 9-6, he tried to rob me. I did it though, sometimes you never know. He snorted all her work, now she need me to do a dirty work. It's a small world, nigga, you read what you sow.
As you can see, there are a bunch of different red flags, as I stated before with Carolyn. You got the bodyguard, right? Evil woman doing a eulogy. Her man tried to rob him back in 9-6. So many different things. You know what I'm saying? He even stated in the bar, he was kind of paranoid. Is she out to get me, right? But he still went forth, right? So let's let the story continue and unfold.
Comes around, if you sleep you don't know, a very small world where beef could never end. At the time you least expected, I'ma see you again. It's a small world, you get away with it now. Soon enough it catches up to you some way, somehow. Yo, it's a small world, watch what you do. Watch what you do. Snook from Red Hook was grimy, did 5 years. Glad to be home from Attica, known for keeping chrome calibers.
See, right then and there, he's telling the story. Another narrative exposition, right? He's giving you a backdrop of who exactly Snook is. Like, it's almost as if he's giving you a novel in like a 3.5 to 4 minute song. Let's continue.
Smooth like a wallaby shoe. He's out to get it. 5 years planning to blow. Soon as he hit the Britics, had a girl in Woodside, Queens. Thought he was slow. Played the crib for a month. Indebted his PO. Started robbing niggas till he caught a whole kilo.
Man, he going off on this. Like, it's crazy how he say he like 5 years to plan, right? He had 5 years to plan his demise, pretty much, right? And that's heartbreaking because it's like the misappropriation of potential or talent, right? Could you think like if Snook took that same approach and put it towards something that could have changed his family generationally, probably would have been a very wealthy man, right? Let's continue.
He had a bunch of starving niggas he owed. He never paid though. Got large, signing his door. Don't knock hard, laying with his bitch. Niggas is rich, it's what he told her. Played the block, holding cracks inside the baby stroller. Here come his crazy soldier. 6 shots is over.
It is a lot there. All right. He had a lot of starving that he owed. He never paid, though, right? That's a recipe for disaster. Also, cracks inside the baby stroller, right? And he had previously told his girl that they rich, right? But this highlights how rich or having money is relative, right? Told his girl he's rich, but this is how you live and you got cracks in the baby stroller, right? That was my initial thought. But then I started to think about it, and he's right. Because being rich is just having money to buy things, right? It's not even in the same stratosphere as being wealthy. So in hindsight, even as a listener, even 10 years or 15 years ago when I used to listen to this, I didn't understand it. But as I evolved as an individual, he's right. He was rich, but he wasn't wealthy. And I was confusing the two.
A year went past, Snook with floss and flask. His old man had crossed his ass for the laws of this fast cash. It's a small world, nigga, reap what you sow.
It's amazing. If you pay attention to that verse about Snook, it seems as though you know him personally, right? I think everybody probably knows a Snook, right? And he took a non or unconventional way or route. That verse is only 14 bars. This was like the 16 bar era. He gave you 14 bars. He took 2 bars off, and you still feel as though you didn't miss a thing, right? And this whole thing about Snook went flossing, his own man crossed him for the laws of the fast cash. And that reminds me of a book I was reading called The Psychology of Money, right? And it states that the most important part of every plan is planning on your plan not going according to plan. So the most important plan of every plan is planning on your plan not going according to plan. 5 years, he was plotting, right? Didn't pay anyone back. Don't knock hard. And what happened? His own man took him out. Let's continue.
Goes around, comes around. If you sleep, you don't know. A very small world where beef could never end. At the time you least expect it, I'ma see you again. It's a small world. You get away with it now. Soon enough, it catches up to you some way, somehow. It's a small world. Watch what you do.
All right, so this is when it all comes together, right? And this is what I really feel like this is what production is all about. This here isn't beat making. This is when they're going to take you different places just by adding just little different elements like strings, right? Makes it feel like takes up all the empty space and makes it feel more cinematic, right? And more dramatic at that. So let's continue.
I seen death, seen thugs cry. It's bugged while we let the slugs fly into your brain, through your skull. Another thug dive. Picture your soul into that infinite black hole where many souls go because of a faux glass.
Ladies and gentlemen, that's writing right there. That's writing. He's pretty much letting you know or giving you, the listener, me, whomever, a disclaimer. Yeah, this is about Snook, but you can be Snook. No one is exempt from that when you walk in this line, right? Pitching your soul into the infinite black hole. That's crazy. That's nutty. Like, that's a different type of God-given ability, man. It's different between being talented and gifted. Esco is gifted, but he works at it.
Snook was one of them, so many more. Even at Fendi Hall, got niggas hit up, yeah, let the Henny pour. Carolyn, paid up bitch, made bitch, stayed rich. Heard a bodyguard, took Snook to guard. Carolyn.
That there, most people probably didn't catch that, right? Heard her bodyguard took who? Snook the guard. What was like the second to last bar in verse 2? Snook went flossing fast, right? His own man had crossed him for the laws of this fast cash. The way I interpret that is Snook and the bodyguard were friends. Let me know what you think in the comment section. Let's continue.
She needed him, he took the job, he was close to her ever since she took him inside. When his mom died, dope fiend, OD, 85, he went crazy, stuck up banks to stay alive. He was live through niggas even know the things that he tried. Rob armor trucks, incidents with police died. He stayed in Lower East Side, peace God.
Think about all those things he just stated, man. Robbing armor trucks and incidents with police died. Nas is put in a situation, or Nas's character was put in a situation, was like, yo, if I don't get this dude, he gonna get me. Look what he been through. There was no way around that. And he probably felt that from the moment that he met him initially when he was ice grilling him when he got Caroline's number, right? It's a lot to this, man. It's only maybe a 4-minute song, but there's so many different things to unpack here. So many different things. Let's continue.
He staring me hard, 2 of his mans with him. I got to hit him. I reaching for my Roscoe, cock the back on to get my blast on. At the gas station, bunch of Arabs racing.
You can just visualize that, but let's take a step back. The bodyguard. Remember, we only had little simple details about him in the first verse, but now Nas gave us that narrative exposition, and as I stated before, his backdrop of who he was, and now we know why we're ultimately in this position, right? And that line about a bunch of Arabs racing, like you can at the gas stations, you can just visualize all this taking place, man. It's amazing the way he wrote this and broke this down, man. Like he's different.
Out the way as my Taurus spray, jump in the whip, hit the highway. You know how I say the game that I play is real tendencies. When you feel your enemies, but can't figure out who's who. Keep it true, shit it's cool now. Put the tools down, never. Cause every day is on, living this life up for this cheddar.
Like it's so much there. Like I think about this song and how Nas was paranoid early on in verse 1, right? Carolyn, he was talking about her, right? But he ended up doing his thing, knocking it down, right? But his paranoia for the bodyguard led him to taking him out. It's amazing how so many different layers in this song, man. Like if you think about it, this song is primarily about addiction, right? We got the loyalty to money, and it's about relationships. Because just think about it, we got the bodyguard kill Snook's friend, right? The bodyguard was nurtured by Carolyn, so his loyalty lied with her. Nas's character wouldn't give up the life, even though he's dealt with these situations because he loves the money. And he knew that she was nuts from the very beginning, and what she was about, and he still followed through. So once again, we were at a place where we, speaking on Nas, always touching on that word that starts with the C. Cycles. This world is very small. It's almost, it reminds me of the term what they call 6 degrees of separation, right? Someone always knows someone. It may seem huge, and even on social media, it made the world seem much smaller. But that's what this song is pretty much about: relationships, greed, and addiction to many different things, and a little bit of paranoia in there. But this song is amazing because he was able to give you so many different layers, and allow the characters to evolve and show you how they developed in less than 5 minutes. So tell me what you think in the comment section, man. What's your favorite song off Small World? Do you feel as though the connection that I made, am I wrong about that? About the bodyguard and Snook being friends? Let me know in the comment section. I appreciate you all out there, man. Don't forget to like the video and subscribe to the channel. And as we always state here at the Eeze Experience, go get yours.